This is The Filter on iHeart Podcasts Canada.
Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
So nice to chat with you. My mother also had 4 kids. So
Look at that. You know what?
Where
she
are
was
you?
a hard-working mom.
Yeah, she was.
I love that. Did
She had
she also?
all 4 of us in 5 years.
Did she work also?
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, right?
Shout out to the mothers who have 4 children and work.
Yeah.
Did she have a phone?
She eventually had a phone.
Eventually. Eventually. Because she didn't have enough money to just have a phone the whole time.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
Her.
Where are you in the 4?
Second to last.
Oh, me too.
Yeah.
Oh, no way.
See, I knew we connected.
We got this. Yeah.
Yeah.
Incredible. How are you doing? You had your last show last night of the tour.
I'm doing good. I'm a little tired.
Yeah, I can
For
imagine.
sure.
Does it feel good now that it's done? How are you feeling that it's wrapped?
Yeah, I'm going to feel really good when I get home.
Yeah.
Like when I drop my bags, I got 6 pieces of luggage. I got a connecting flight. When I land in Puerto Rico, when I drag the bags up the stairs and I plop on the bed,
Yeah.
that has to be ultimate feeling. I want flowers. I just thought about that. I want to get home and find flowers there.
You're
You
going to
know?
go home and what?
I want to find flowers when I get in the house.
What is that?
Flowers.
What is
Roses.
Oh, flowers. Yeah.
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 I want to be,
Yeah. Make it nice.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. We're having an interview. I'm sorry somebody said something. So sorry. Anything?
Whoever has the mic.
Yeah. Yes. Silence, please. Please, everyone. Please.
We're having an important conversation.
Very important. Flowers were disgusting.
Yeah. How long has it been since you've been home? What are you most looking forward to in getting back there?
Flowers, for real. I can't even
Yeah.
lie. Azucena. That's what it's called. I'm looking at a specific flower, Azucena.
Okay.
They're really fragrant. I want them all over my living room. And I got these floor-to-ceiling windows. I want to be fake outside. You know when you fake outside when you just got the window curtains up?
Where you feel like you're outside, but you're
Yeah,
not
but
outside?
you're not. Yeah, I just want to do that
Nice.
for like a half a day.
That's amazing.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I want to watch Apple TV.
Yeah. Catch
Yeah.
up on the shows.
I want to see what's going on.
Yeah. I can imagine being on the road too. You don't get to just enjoy the little things like
You don't.
flopping on the bed.
You don't.
Mm-hmm.
You don't get to watch TV. You would assume that somebody's on the road and they got a lot of downtime, but you don't. Most of the time, you're traveling or you're commuting or you're transitioning or you're packing or you're communicating or you're performing. There's just all of the ings, I-N-G.
Right.
None of the relaxings, though.
Right. Do you ever write and make music on the road?
I have before.
Yeah.
This tour, I wasn't able to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes sense. I know you can't watch stuff, but were you able to see any of the outfits from the Met Gala last night? Because I know you're a fashion guy. How are we feeling? What is that?
It's a little sad.
Yeah.
I would rather be at my show than be at the Met Gala at someone else's show. But I still wanted to be there.
Yeah, there's got to be FOMO.
No, because I didn't see nothing yet.
Oh, you haven't seen it?
No. And that's probably the best part.
Gotcha, yeah.
Yeah.
There were some good outfits.
I heard there's some
So,
good ones.
Yeah, you're in for a treat.
Yeah,
for
and
sure.
I'm really excited that the Met Gala got to be like really black this year. That for me is a win.
Totally.
Even if they didn't invite my little black self.
Right, next year.
Whatever year it is.
We'll manifest it.
Yeah, manifest it.
Yeah.
Shout out to the mothers.
Somewhere where you did get invited, though, was Coachella.
Yeah, I did. Actually, that was a win.
Yeah.
I'll take my wins.
That's a huge win.
I think so.
How was that experience for you now that it's done?
It was nerve-wracking at first. It was a lot of pressure. Because I want to deliver. I've done stages all over the world. I've done all of the festivals. Not every last one of them, but I've done so many around the world. But Coachella is top 5, and it ain't 5. So I wanted to produce. I wanted to deliver. I wanted to take myself to a place creatively that I hadn't so far.
Yeah.
You know, like you want to grow in front of the world's eyes when it's that big of a platform. I've done TV and performed at the Billboard Awards while having the number 4 record in the country, but Coachella felt more important.
Oh, yeah. How come?
I don't know. I don't know what implantation and impression is left on me just from a distance. I think it's like it's the same essence you get when you hear about the Grammys, but just from a performance place or performance perspective, it just has that type of gravity to it. Some things just sort of do. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you're married, right?
Yeah, in a month.
All right, cool.
I will be.
You're about to be married.
Yeah.
First time?
Yeah.
The idea of being married in your wedding, it has a gravity to it, no?
Totally.
And it's just your first time.
Yeah.
Why?
Why what?
Why does it have such a gravity to it?
Oh, I think just because in society it does. And then also because it's like such a romantic gesture. I get to like make a promise in front of everybody.
Right. So
Pretty sick.
something has allowed it to make such an indelible impression upon you, even though it's not something you've exercised before.
Right.
It's crazy because I'm comparing Coachella to marriage. That was my marriage.
Yeah.
I got married.
No, I love that.
Yeah.
That's so sweet. Is there anything else that you would want to accomplish that would have that same weight?
That would trump that?
Yeah. Or even just be the same as it?
Yeah.
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 Can you think of anything?
Stadiums. Sold out stadium tour. Yes. You know what? It don't even got to be a whole tour. One stadium sold out, all the lights. Because I know what it takes to be at that place. I know how much effort, how much synergy it takes to make that happen. And it doesn't happen accidentally. And it won't happen just because you got one good song. And it won't happen just because you had one good year.
Yeah, and I feel like you know that too. Like you seem to be one of the hardest working people in the industry.
Thank you. I didn't think you noticed.
Oh no, everyone's noticing for sure. When people describe your music, I feel like they always say it's very genre bending and it doesn't fit into a box. But then immediately after it, they'll start listing the genres that it sounds like it's in.
Yeah.
Why do you feel like people are so obsessed with placing music into a particular genre?
I think it's like shopping at a supermarket.
Okay.
I think people look for the comfort of not having to explore rather than finding exactly what they're looking for in an oversimplified way. People look for clarity. Confusion is confusing. So if I have something that lives in the sky and it's not an alien and it's not a drone, it's terrifying.
Right. Does that ever make you want to like feel the need to put your music into a box or make it more specific to a genre? Because I feel like that would,
No.
yeah, right?
That's their problem.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
I like that.
They got to figure out the box that I fit in. I'm comfortable with myself. My box is 6'3", super melanated, and lives in Puerto Rico. I'm not worried.
Yeah, totally. And that's obviously worked so far, too.
So
it
far,
seems
so
like,
good.
I had a few friends that were at the show last night, and even the videos I saw of the crowd, people just go crazy.
Yeah.
So that's got to be nice, too, to feed off that energy of everybody.
It's a good feeling. It's more so than anything, it's a really good feeling to know that it's real. I was telling someone earlier, the realest part of my job is performance. When you put out songs on the internet or online and streaming, it's not real. You're just looking at numbers grow. It's like watching the stock market. It's not real until you take the cash out or you try to Apple Pay for a Ferrari. And then you go, oh, Bitcoin is real. That's when it becomes real, when I see people physically, tangibly in front of me that only existed in numerical format, singing songs, crying, bringing their kids out on date night, telling me the songs, the music saved their life, literally saved their life. People that said they avoided doing harm to themselves just because I made a song about my own personal trauma. That is the greatest. That's the greatest and realest moment for me.
Yeah. I was going to ask actually about numbers because you're like minutes away from hitting 1 million followers on Instagram. Does that, I guess that kind of goes into that. Does that mean anything to you? Like, is that something that's worth celebrating for you?
For me personally, no.
No. Yeah.
But I think for some other people it would be. For me, I think it's more of a proof of concept to somebody else. I've already proven the concept to myself in so many ways. I know it's about real reach. Because the numbers could be fabricated. We've seen this. You start investigating people and you shake the tree and you can see who's fraudulent and who's not.
Right.
I've spun the globe 5, 6, 7 times. This is I don't know what tour I'm on.
Yeah.
I don't know what my streaming numbers are, how many billions it is. I know how many thousands of people come out every night. So if this number finally catches up to that number, I think it's good for the people who have to sell me, but I don't got to sell me to myself, so I'm pretty cool.
Yeah, that's nice. How would you describe where you're at in your career right now?
I'm at a reorganization phase.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm restructuring because I have to scale. I'm talking like this is business, lots of big business in my dialogue. I'm describing this year as my Harvard year.
Okay.
Literally, I'm in my Harvard year.
Yeah.
I'm back in the pilot seat of my own business. I'm back literally leading the charge, managing my own career. And for me, that means that I'm back being educated. This is grad school for a kid that never went to college or never graduated college. This is grad school for me, and I'm ready for it.
So does that mean like a lot of just behind the scenes organizing, like strategy type stuff?
That means a lot of conversations, a lot of calls. That means a lot of correspondence, a lot of excessive communication, a lot of being overly informed, restructuring and figuring out when to place my creativity where. I've always been half business, half art, just so I could never be one of the people who was confused about what happened with what they did with their lives. And now I have to rebalance that.
Have you always had such a clear vision for what you wanted?
Always.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Where do you think that comes from?
I have to, some of that comes from my heroes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the people that I got to watch objectively from like across the street from a borough over. I'm from Brooklyn. So I got to watch Rockefeller growing up. I got to watch Jay from a distance going, oh, I'm watching him build his business. I was watching it from the TV, but that was close enough to me because I know he was in the next neighborhood. I just got to watch other entrepreneurs who look like me, who made something happen in a space where there was no possible way, where there was no pre-carved territory or no pre-organized route. So I always wanted to be on the better side of business, the more forgiving side of business, where I was clear on what would happen if I paid attention.
Right. Who inspires you right now, like creatively or business-wise?
It sounds funny, but it's me. I'm locked in.
Yeah. No, I like that.
Yeah, I'm clear on where I want to go and who I want to be and how I want the world to see me. So it's me. And then there's so many other micro entrepreneurs that do a small thing, a focused thing, and I see them because it's like doom scrolling for inspiration. I can get it from a zillion different people. A girl who created a new bra, a guy who monetized a flower shop, a family who took a noodle bar and spun it. So I get these little micro doses of inspiration and small, focused, clarified ideas on how people are scaling businesses, and I like that, and I just try to redirect it into my art.
Yeah. Is there any like business ventures that you want to explore that you haven't already?
Yeah, some things privately. I prefer to do some building in undercover in the dark.
That's right.
They
say like don't say anything, right, until you do it.
Yeah.
Like don't tell people your plans.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. Fake tears from a pop star. What can you tell me about it?
I can't tell you nothing yet.
Nothing?
It's not time.
No?
That's the next collection.
Yeah.
It's not time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Any ideas on dates, releases?
Nope.
Nothing that your lips are sealed?
Nope.
Okay.
So the plan is to put it out this year.
Okay.
That's the plan. And I'd be really disappointed if I didn't.
Yeah.
And I'd look at myself in the mirror with grave disappointment, and I would look at like some people at the left side of this room with incredible disappointment if it didn't come out, and maybe people over here too. But I'm just closing my eyes, just talking about figurative people.
Yeah. No one in particular.
Yeah.
No mothers.
No two in particular.
Yeah.
No mothers.
How does this collection differ the most from the last?
How does collection 2, Fake Tears from a Pop Star, differ?
Yeah.
You're going to have to listen.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
I'm not going to set you up.
Okay.
Nope.
We'll leave it at that then.
Yeah, because I think the conversation is going to be, it'll be more interesting hearing you tell me how it differs.
For sure.
Rather than me set you up for how it differs.
Okay. We'll meet back here then.
Yeah. 'Cause I think art needs to be subject to interpretation. You have to leave a blank slate, a blank piece of paper for the people who consume it and who care for it to inherently listen to it and observe it and say, I heard something that you whispered in the back corner and it meant a lot to me, and you've never done that. Rather than set you up for like, yo, look for the back corner of the movie, something gonna come out. I don't want to steal that from you. You deserve to listen to it for the first time and be surprised.
Nice. I like that. That's awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Appreciate
Nice
you.
chatting with you.
Really good chatting with you.
Thanks for listening to The Filter, an iHeart Podcasts Canada production. Subscribe to The Filter wherever you get your podcasts.